Is the book called The Fellowship of the Ring. And so about the Duolingo that I was making, it might have to wait for a bit. I'm kind of lazy. I had to just took a shower, so I don't know. Maybe if I get distracted, we'll finish the Duolingo. But I do want to read first before I considered going back to that. I don't know. Just very indecisive as per usual. I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy. But let me show you guys something. Let me show y'all some progress. Yo, starting to find her. Wait. Let me try to remember your name. Was it Aisha or something? I forgot your name. That's so sad. Hold on, I'm just getting my charger because my laptop's about to die. Well, I mean, my phone's low on charge too, but I'm gonna quickly use my laptop a little bit because I want to show y'all something. Haha, you remember? Yes, I got it right. And welcome back to the stream, Queen. I don't know why it's like sometimes the mod name is not blue, sometimes it is blue. I like it when it is blue because that's the whole point. It's for flexing. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Oh my gosh, Hayat, you came back here. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you're sleepy, go to sleep. Don't worry, my streams are not worth staying up late for. I'm at a park and Ryder is here. Oh my god, not him again. Bro, that Ryder is so annoying. Tell him he's... Wait, actually no, like they said that he said that when he called you chopped. You didn't hear him say that though, right? You should talk to him. Tell him, hey, somebody told me this. Is that true? Confront him. How was your project yesterday, your experiment? It's the same day, so it's 11:34 p.m. And it's still in there. It's just under that measuring cup. I'll get back to that later. I'm gonna read now, but first I wanna show you guys something. But yeah. So Hayat and Aisha, how are you guys? And Queen as well. Hayat, how are you? I mean, you probably doing a little bit rough because of that rider. So I want to show y'all this. So when we go to YouTube Studios and you scroll down, so this is the membership, the community thing with like super perks in the chat or something. I don't know. So these two is we got those two, but this one, how much do we need for one of these? We need 3,000, and we just passed 2021, so we're like 779 way there. So that's pretty crazy. I mean, left. We're 2/3 done. Like yesterday it was 2,000, and today's 2021. So that's crazy. Oh. It has to be in the next 365 days though, so I can't miss any days. But yeah, it's so nice to see this progress because I didn't even consider any of this stuff. Like, 1,069 subs. MashaAllah, tabarakallah rahman. Alhamdulillah bi khair. Very nice, very nice. So yeah, that's all I wanted to show. I mean, not many people are here yet, but oh, I got distracted by my Instagram. Let me close that. Okay, so back to reading, shall we? In my Instagram, there's a jerk who sees my stories who makes 1,000 of accounts. I delete my account on Instagram. Unfortunately, I feel sad. Aww, such a creepy guy. Men ruin everything, bro. I'm telling you, your nervous system is only ever cooked because of a man. And I stand by that. Because men are the protectors, right? They're supposed to be. If they don't, then they're the ruiners. Every day I block him, and every day he makes an account. Bro, that's creepy. Oh my god. Nasty. Like, who does he think he is, bro? Did you ever talk to him and be like, who are you? Why are you doing that? What'd he say? He just doesn't talk, or... But yeah, it's good that you deleted your account. I mean, it is sad though. It's like, he should be the one to leave Instagram, not you. I didn't find you. That's crazy. So, chapter 7, was it? Chapter 8. Yes. Fog on the barrel. I went downstairs to get some water. My dad's like, oh, are you gonna eat? I'm like, no. So he thinks I avoided eating just because he's there. Which sometimes I do, but that time I was genuinely thirsty. I'm alright, alhamdulillah. What about you? I'm good, alhamdulillah. So Hayat is from UAE, like Dubai area. Where are you from again, Aisha? I forgot. Julia, my father is admitted in the hospital. Please do include him in your du'as. No! Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. I'm so sorry to hear that. What happened? Is he okay? I mean, if he's in the hospital, he's probably not okay, but may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him shifa and bring him back better than he came. I mean, I don't know. The healthcare system is pretty cooked because it's so scammy. Like, they keep you needy in the medical thing just so they make more money. But, you know, for every disease, there's a cure. And, like, if it's a physical injury, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, you know, a shifa. Shafi. I think it's a Shafi. I am from KSA, Arab country. He has leukemia. Oh no! Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. I'm so sorry. Yes, Ashifa. Yeah. I was like, Shafi'i or Shifa? I forgot. But I'm starting to think about Imam Shafi'i, rahimahullah. So where are you from? I think you're from India, right? Certified hurt. Allah Shifa La يغادر سقما. I don't know what that means, sorry. So you know Arabic? Hayat, that's so cool that you know Arabic. And like you could type it. Or do you just type it because it's cool? Allahumma shfi shafa'i la yughadir saqama. Wait, that's from a nasheed from Sami Yusuf. I mean, of course, it's a dua at first, and he used it in his nasheed. But I know that because of Sam Yusuf. Wow, subhanAllah. Ana Arabi. Wait, so you're Arab? Bro, I thought you were, like, Indian. That's not to be offensive or anything. It's just because, like, I feel like I had talked to you, and, like, I was on Instagram, and then you said that, like, your parents... You don't have your parents for some reason. I thought that meant... For some reason, my brain thought that you came to the Arab country. I speak Indian. Oh yeah, so are you natively Indian or? Jazakallah khairan, ya ukhti. Barakallahu feekum, Aisha. I'm so sorry to hear what happened to your father, and the fact that you care so much about him being in the hospital shows that he's a good father. Like, I don't know if you think that he's a good father, but you wouldn't be worrying this much if he were not a good father. So. Well, he deserves shifa, you know? Like, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will cause everything to happen. And he could fix anyone. So, yeah. Also, I was gonna say something. Yeah, it's just natural human empathy, you know? I remember when my sister, she fell off a horse and she got severely injured. I was, during that time of my life, I was not in good terms with her. I was just, like, always having fights, you know, siblings and stuff. We never, I didn't care about her like that, though. But when she got hurt, oh my god, I started bawling. Like, actually, not in the beginning. I was so shocked that I couldn't even cry. I was not processing it. I was like, what did that just happen? And later on, when she came home, all, you know, puffed up because of the injuries, I was like, dang, this is real. And it clocked to me. I was like, oh my days. And then I started crying. in the bathroom hysterically. I was like, no, what? My sister? Like, that moment, I was like, whoa, I can't believe I actually, like, feel sad about this. Like, that's my sister? Like, it's crazy, though, because, like, my brother seems unfazed by anything. He's, like, he didn't even go to that room when my sister was hurt, and then he barely saw her. And my mom, she had a recent surgery, like, for her prolapse, uterus prolapse, like, it just bulges out, and then it's like, it blocks your urinary process, so it's like really scary. So then the whole surgery was so painful, and then yeah, I was like, emptying her catheter, bladder bag, and all that for a good week or so. I don't know, but it was so fun that week, because like I still like surprised her every day with some new food, and she'd like it, and she was so happy. It made me happy. But then what's it called? Yeah, my brother barely met her then. She had to call him in that room. I was like, dang, is this? But yeah, sad times bring out the human in you, for most people. I'm not to put down my brother, but like, I don't know. I think he was more close to his friends or something. Is she okay now? Yeah, she is okay. And welcome to the stream, Arrow. How's it going? Welcome back. Jojo, you'll never guess what happened. Bro, please give me good news. The camp probably... oh no, I hope your mom is well now. Thank you so much, Aisha. And yeah, she's still... I don't know if the surgery was good or not, because I have a friend who's a doctor, and she said that she should be completely good by now. But even now, she can't even hold my cat because he's so heavy to her, and it like makes her uterus hurt. Like, I can't explain it. It feels like her organs like pulling, like it's crazy. Yeah, man. She's fine normally though, but when she strains herself, her muscles, that's when it hurts. So yeah, I checked, and last stream after I was sleeping. I think it only took 3 minutes after that, and I was asleep. Didn't even make it 11 more minutes before stream ended. Dang! Wait, the last stream or the stream from yesterday? Cause the last stream was like, what was it? 4 p.m., 5 p.m. Wow, you must have been so tired, Arrow. Are you tired now, or did you sleep? Cause it's like pretty late right now. It's 11:44 p.m. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her full recovery strength and shifa that leaves behind no sign of sickness. Oh, I mean, she deserves all the healing, bro. Like, I say that so confidently because I know her. Like, she's been the best person in my life, in my experience, Like, I don't know that many people like that, but, for a child to say that about their mom, it really means a lot, because you see every aspect of that person, right? You live with them, but subhanAllah, she's always just like the best. Like, I love my mom so much. But yeah, it's sad, because why this stuff happens is like her health is affected by stress sometimes, not the prolapse, but like other things. Like, she feels sick sometimes because of stress, and who stresses her out? My dad. I'm at yesterday's stream. Oh, okay. Makes sense. Yeah, because yesterday's stream went on pretty late. So I think this one, you're probably going to fall asleep too. I hope you brush your teeth. I have to say that. Just in case every time. No, but yeah, like, yesterday was weird though. I was like, what was it today? But like, one of the lives, you were saying that, like, I don't know anything about you. Like, I thought I knew. Like, you were, younger than me, you're a guy, but I probably could be wrong. Like, I don't even know. Like, I was like, Arrow? A girl? What? I can't imagine you as a girl. Arrow Lil Janico Layson. Little Janico Layson. Is that a last name? Wait, Arrow Lil? Is that your Arrow Lil Jan? Where does the first and the last name start and begin? You'll never know. Bro, the makes you sound like a girl now. I was like, whoa. Nah, you're still a guy in my brain. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. May Allah make it easy for your mom. I mean, bro, thank you so much. That's like my number one dua. Like, when I'm praying tahajjud, like, I'll have to ask for is like, internship, a job, is sustaining myself, but also my mom's health, because I can't imagine, you know, making it in the future and her not being there. It's like, what's the point, bro? I'd rather live in a shack with my mom in a good health and happy. Actually, no, she wouldn't be happy because she wants the most. But yeah. Anyways, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not test a person beyond what they can bear. So anything that happens is within limits. It's within good range. Anyways, so Aurelilia, first name, Nicolison, Aurelilia. That's a girl name. Aurelilia. Lily, more like Nicolaism. Oops, son. Nicolaisen. Arrow. I can't say aura. Is it? Yeah. Lilia. Like any word, like Juwaria. It ends with the because in Arabic that's called التاء مربوطة, the feminine prefix. And a lot of languages use that similar prefix because languages mix and stuff. Even if you're like Mexican, there's similarities in languages, even in those distances. So, you're a girl! It's a girl! Oh my gosh, I feel like a doctor. Aurelilia. No way. You sure about that? But I'm not Muslim. Yeah, I know that. But but the way you keep saying I don't know anything, no, I know you now. I'm actually glad that you're a girl, because you seem too nice to be a guy. I'm like, this guy is so nice. There's something suspicious, you know, guys. I mean, doggy is really nice, but I mean, I wouldn't think of him as a girl though. Actually, I don't even think of you as a girl. That's weird. I don't know. Okay. You saying guys can't be nice, huh? I mean, they could be, but like, you're like extra nice, I feel like. I don't know. You just have a good impression on me, and that's not very much the case with other guys. That sounds kind of weird though, because you could be a guy. I don't know. Yo, Joy, assalamu alaikum. Yo, Dawood Sulaiman, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the stream. I just realized you've been here for a long time and you're not a mod. Why is that? And where's Queen Wagwan? She was here. She was like the second person to join, but she's in the park right now. So, yeah. Do you want to be a mod? Dawood Sulaiman. What's up, David? David Solomon. 2 prophets' names. Yeah, let me just give it to you, because you don't get to decide what I decide. We've been looking at this book for 18 minutes now. Yo, ooh, that would be awesome. Nice. Okay. There you go. You have been promoted. So I was doing this arts and crafting, this Japanese art, but we'll do that after, because my hands are clean. I don't want to get dirt. Also, I just took a shower, so let's just read this chapter, chapter 8. Hopefully we could finish it today, because yesterday took 3 hours to finish half a chapter. But, yeah. Anyways, enough yapping. Unless you want to say how you're doing, David. Yeah, I'm blue. Yeah. You're how do you say blue in Arabic? Azraq. Anta azraq. Thanks, hello, no problem. The fog on the Barrow Downs. That night they heard no noises, but either in his dreams or out of them, he could not tell which, Frodo heard a sweet singing running in his mind. A song that seemed to come like a pale light behind a grey rain curtain, and growing stronger to turn the veil all to glass and silver, until at last it was rolled back, and a far green country opened before him under a swift sunrise. The vision melted into waking, and there was Tom whistling like a tree full of birds, and the sun was already slanting down the hill and through the open window. Outside, everything was green and pale gold. So he woke up from this slumber of like that singing. which, until at last, it was rolled back in a far green country upon performing. So I just woke up. After breakfast, which they again ate alone, they made ready to say farewell, as nearly heavy of heart as was possible on such a morning, cool, bright, and clean under a washed autumn sky of thin blue. The air came fresh from the northwest. Their quite quiet ponies were almost frisky, sniffing and moving restlessly. Tom came out of the house and waved his hat and danced upon the doorstep, bidding the hobbits to get up and be off and go with good speed. They rode off along a path that wound away from behind the house and went slanting up towards the north end of the hill brow under which it sheltered. They had just dismounted to lead their ponies up the last steep slope when suddenly Frodo stopped. "Goldberry!" he cried, "my fair lady clad all in silver green. We have never said farewell to her, nor seen her since the evening." He was so distressed that he turned back, but at that moment a clear call came rippling down. There, on the hill brow, she stood beckoning to them. Her hair was flying loose, and as it caught the sun, it shone and shimmered. A light like the glint of water on dewy grass flashed from under her feet as she danced. I'm so upset. I was going to take the second engine repair course this year for school, and the teacher, who was super chill and actually helpful, resigned right as school was starting. I'm going to take it, but who knows if they'll find a teacher in time to do it. Engine repair course for school? No way. I've never seen or heard of such a class. That's crazy. But yeah, that's sad that your teacher resigned. Why would they resign? They probably got too old, huh? It's fine. You can just learn from YouTube. ChatGPT it. I do charter school. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know what charter school is. Like, I've seen like charter school bases. You know? Like, they don't have the kids there, but it's like they have the, I don't know. It's weird. They are kind of old. Yeah, it makes sense. He probably didn't want to resign. He just had to because he's old. I had this one professor for calculus too, and he was just the nicest professor ever. Like, he was so funny. Like, he spent the whole class solving one problem just to flex, but the surface area was negative, and that's impossible. So it was so funny. He's like, ah, and I'll never forget him. He was actually so nice. Like, I was so bad in his class, but he still let me pass, and he passed away. I mean, it happened a while ago, but yeah, I still think of him though. Like, they have a whole room named after him in the campus, like in the math building, and it's crazy because people just chill there, but they don't know the lore. Actually, maybe some of them do. Maybe most of them. Dang, Jojo, I know, right? It's crazy. But he was so cool. I mean, he did say, like, a little bit of his trauma, like, when he was a kid, like, they were so poor that his mom got mad when his family needed to get a calculator, when he needed a calculator for school. A calculator! Like, the parents get mad when we need, like, when we want, like, unnecessary things. But, man, he had it hard, but he was still so nice. Like, he didn't let that change him. And, you know, like, I hope that he's in a good place now. Inshallah. Because you never know. They could be. Because, in Islam, it's not allowed to say whether somebody ends up in hell or heaven. Even if they die as a non-Muslim. Like, we genuinely can't say to anyone. He was objectively a good guy, though. And it was so sad, because, what else? He only became good at math because they had to calculate the receipts of what they had to buy because they were that poor. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Never mind, my sneeze went away. It's because of this door thing. Anyways, continue. But yeah, that the fact that he was so poor and he had to calculate the receipts all the time and making him good at math to that level where he became a calculus professor, I was like, dang. How much you gotta add to, like, be that good? But it made him who he was, you know? It's his... Yeah. They hastened up the last slope and stood breathless beside her. They bowed, but with a wave of her arm she bade them look round, and they looked out from the hilltop over lands under the morning. It was now as clear and far-seen as it had been veiled and misty when they stood upon the knoll in the forest, which could now be seen rising pale and green out of the dark trees in the west. In that direction the land rose in wooded ridges, green, yellow, russet under the sun, beyond which lay hidden the valley of the Brandywine. To the south, over the line of the withy window, there was a distant glint like pale glass where the Brandywine River made a great loop in the lowlands and flowed away out of the knowledge of the hobbits. Northward, beyond the dwindling downs, the land ran away in flats and swellings of gray and green and pale earth colors until it faded into a featureless and shadowy distance. Eastward, the Barrow Downs rose ridge behind ridge in the morning and vanished out of eyesight into a guess. It was no more than a guess of blue and a remote white glimmer blending with the hem of the sky, but it spoke to them out of memory and old tales of the high and distant mountains. Yes, my dad definitely is, alhamdulillah. I just realized my stream went minutes back when I joined again. Yeah, that sounds like it. Do you get recommended Minute Man? I had never heard of Minute Man, but welcome to the stream. Hey, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What is Minute Man? Reminds me of Minute Maid. Hello, Melvin Malimban. Welcome to the stream. Minute Man is an American soldier that live streams and is so pro-Israel. Oh, I don't look at live streams. I hate that kind of stuff, like pro-Israeli. Like, of course, it's common sense to hate that kind of stuff. Cause, have you seen? I haven't seen. I don't watch the live streamers, but I do watch like reels on Instagram of like those pro-Israelis, like the way that Abdul El Sayed, the mayor of or he's running for mayor for Michigan, or was it Minnesota? Yeah, Michigan. And he was talking to this other guy who's like, why do you have to tax the billionaires? That's such a communist thing, you know. I just want to enjoy the fruits of my own labor. Is that so wrong? And he's like, that's not your labor. Like, it was so annoying to hear that guy talk against him. Well, I kept on telling him where he's from, and I always said that he sounds and looks Indian. I kept on telling him where he's from. So he's yeah, actually it makes sense that he would be Indian, because I don't know why they're so obsessed with Israel, those Hindus especially. I'm like, you're not getting anywhere with that. Like, they don't even like you, bro. Stop trying to kiss up to them. You're not Israel. His chat got so defensive, saying he's not Indian, he's Cuban American. Nah, he's definitely Indian if they're that defensive. You wouldn't have to be that defensive if you actually genuinely were not that. He's not even Indian, but he's banned me. That's funny. It's funny that he took that much offense. It probably was true then. Not that there's anything wrong with being Indian, but like, they got the stereotypes, you know. So, yeah, probably like bad stereotypes. They took a deep draught of air and felt that a skip and a few stout strides would bear them wherever they wished. It seemed faint-hearted to go jogging aside over the crumpled skirts of the downs towards the road, when they should be leaping as lustily as Tom over the stepping stones of the hills straight towards the mountain. Goldberry spoke to them and recalled their eyes and thoughts. Speed now, fair guests, she said, and hold to your purpose. North with the wind in the left eye and a blessing on your footsteps. Make haste while the sun shines. And to Frodo she said, farewell, elf friend. It was a merry meeting. But Frodo found no words to answer. He bowed low and mounted his pony, and followed by his friends, jogged slowly down the gentle slope behind the hill. Tom Bombadil's house and the valley and the forest were lost to view. The air grew warmer between the green walls of hillside and hillside, and the scent of turf rose strong and sweet as they breathed. Turning back when they reached the bottom of the green hollow, they saw Goldberry now, small and slender like a sunlit flower against the sky. She was standing still watching them, and her hands were stretched out towards them. As they looked, she gave a clear call and lifted up her hands and turned and vanished behind the hill. Their way wound along the floor of the hollow and round the green feet of a steep hill into another deeper and broader valley, and then over the shoulders of further hills and down their long limbs and up their smooth sides out again, up onto new hilltops and down into new valleys. There was no tree nor any visible water. It was country of grass and short springy turf, silent except for the whisper of the air above the edges of the land, and high, lonely cries of strange birds. As they journeyed, and the sun mounted and grew hot. Each time they climbed the ridge, the breeze seemed to have grown less. When they caught a glimpse of the country westward, the distant forests seemed to be smoking, as if the fallen rain was steaming up again from leaf and root and mold. A shadow now lay round the edge of sight, and a dark haze above which the upper sky was like a blue cap, hot and heavy. About midday they came to a hill whose top was wide and flat, like a shallow saucer with a great mounded rim. Inside there was no air stirring, and the sky seemed near their heads. They rode across and looked northward. There their hearts rose, for it seemed plain that they had come further already than they had expected. Certainly the distances had now all become hazy and deceptive, but there could be no doubt that the downs were coming to an end. A long valley lay below them, winding away northward until it came to an opening between two steep shoulders. Beyond, there seemed to be no more hills. Due north, they faintly glimpsed a long dark line. "This is a line of trees," said Mary, "and that must mark the road. All along it for many leagues east of the bridge there are trees growing. Some say they were planted in the old days." "Splendid," said Frodo. "If we make a good going this afternoon as we have done this morning, we shall have left the downs before the sun sets and be jogging on in search of a camping place." But even as he spoke, he turned his glance eastward and saw that on the side of the hills were higher, and looked down upon them, and all those hills were crowned with green mounds, and on some were standing stones pointing upwards like jagged teeth out of green gums. That view was somehow disquieting, so they turned from the sight and went down into the hollow circle. In the midst of it there stood a single stone, standing tall under the sun above, and at this hour casting no shadow. "Oh, it's Zawel time." It was shapeless and yet significant, like a landmark or a guardian figure, or more like a fearless noon, more like a warning. But they were now hungry, and the sun was still at the fearless noon. So they set their backs against the east side of the stone. It was cool, as if the sun had no power to warm it, but at that time this seemed pleasant. There they took food and drink, and made as good a noon meal under the open sky as anyone could wish, for the food came from down under hill. Tom had provided them with plenty of comfort for that day. Their ponies, unburdened, strayed upon the grass. Alright, Dre, I'll see you inshallah. Do include my dad in your du'as. Okay, assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Where's Mr. Quack? He's not here, doggy. Still here, just working. But where's everyone? I don't know. But I kept on telling him that Israelite never cared about Americans, and he told me to restudy history, and I'm wrong about restudy history. What history? Israel has no history. It's just like a play. But there is an actual Israeli live streaming. I always tell them the sound isn't working. It's unclear, or he's on mute, which messes him since he checks every few minutes. But his house is filthy. Oh, that's to be expected, you know. Like, it's crazy, you know. There's this reel that I was watching of like all the countries that use just toilet paper versus using hose, like water to like, you know, for the bathroom. And the whole Middle East uses water for the bathroom except Israel, and then that one uses toilet paper. Like, of course that's gonna be the case. Tyler, I'm gonna have to put you in timeout. We don't do tomfoolery here to read. Oh, you're a mod. That's crazy. I forgot you're a mod. But yeah, welcome to the stream, Tyler. How's your football match? How's it going? I'm messing. Yeah. Hope you won anything that you're doing. Do you think we could finish this whole chapter by today? We have 14 pages. Riding over the hills and eating their fill, the warm sun and the scent of turf. What is turf? Is that like a plant? Lying a little too long, stretching out their legs and looking at the sky above their noses. These things are, perhaps, enough to explain what happened. However, that may be, they woke suddenly and uncomfortably from a sleep they had never meant to take. The standing stone was cold, and it cast a long pale shadow that stretched eastward over them. The sun, a pale and watery yellow, was gleaming through the mist just above the west wall of the hollow in which they lay, north, south, and east. Beyond the wall, the fog was thick, cold, and wet. The air was silent. It's in 2 days. Oh, nice. Hope you do good. So in these next 2 days, do you practice or do you just rest so that you don't wear yourself out? The air was silent, heavy, and chill. Their ponies were standing crowded together with their heads down. The hobbits sprang to their feet in alarm and ran to the western rim. They found that they were upon an island in the fog. Even as they looked out in dismay towards the setting sun, it sank before their eyes into a white sea, and cold gray shadows sprang up in the east behind. The fog rolled up to the walls and rose above them, and as it mounted it bent over their heads until it became a roof. They were shut in a hall of mist whose central pillar was the standing stone. Were you asking about turf since it refers to land? Well, I know what turf is for because they call in Splatoon, whoever inks the most turf, wins the game. So that does sound like land, but in this case, it's like the smell of turf. Like, is that like a plant? Oh well, it's not here, right? It was on the last page. Yeah. This the warm sun and the scent of turf. What does turf smell like? Like grass? My favorite part in The Lord of the Rings was the car parked in the background. The smell of earth or mud. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, thanks. The car parked in the background. They had cars in The Hobbit? It seems really ancient. Actually, no, they probably didn't have cars. But, yeah. So... They felt as if a trap was closing about them, but they did not quite lose heart. Wait, you read The Lord of the Rings, or are you just saying that? They still remembered the hopeful view they had on the line of the road ahead, and they still knew in which direction it lay. In any case, they now had so great a dislike for that hollow place about the stone that no thought of remaining there was in their minds. They packed up as quickly as their chilled fingers would work. What a creepy little hollow pit. It was a red car parked on the dirt road. Oh, interesting. I'm referring to the movie since they forgot to edit it out. No way! That's crazy. I have to look at that when I watch the movie, because I'm waiting until I finish the book to watch it. But I feel like I'm not gonna finish in a long time. Like, can you tell we're in chapter 8 right now? Chapter 8. Yeah, we're in chapter 8. We have 2 more chapters, 9 and 10. So this is 11. What? I thought there was 10 chapters. What? This is chapter... Oh yeah, there's 10 chapters. Wait, this is only... Wait. This is... What is that? 5? This is chapter 7. Huh? What? Chapter 8. I don't know my Roman numbers. I thought we were already in chapter 8. What? This is so weird. Did it copy twice? This is 11. Oh, this is book 2? What? Wait, so there are 2 books in one? Many meetings. So this is crazy. Well, I hope I could watch the movie if I read from book one. Hey, assalamu alaikum. Yo, Leon, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Where's your mod? Welcome back, by the way. Nah, it's fake. It's all those clickbait titles back in the, 2015. There actually was no car in the background, and unlike Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets that forgot to crop out the cameraman hiding it back. Oh, wow. Yeah. These small editing stuff, if they can't catch it, the viewers usually don't catch it, but there are Easter eggs, a lot of them. Hi, Leon. There are 12 chapters in total. Oh, okay. Thanks for explaining. So you read the first 4 chapters. Are you currently reading it, or was it just something that you read in the past, in book 1? So there are 2 books in one, but is that because I bought the whole series, the whole trilogy, I think you could say, because it had the Fellowship of the Ring and the 2 other ones. I forgot their names. But is this another repeat of the second book, or is this a whole other book? I don't know. Please do not watch the Amazon's Rings of Power. It's literal trash and has nothing to do with the Lord of the Rings. Yeah, that's not from the series, right? That's just another the last one. I don't know though. If I like it a lot, like the Lord of the Rings, because I already like the Hobbit. The Hobbit is the best. It's so much better than the Lord of the Rings. I would have enjoyed the Hobbit, and if I got this far already. Frodo and Sam are a woman, and they're very clumsy, covered in dirt, dumb plot. Woman? That's very un-Hobbit-like for them to shift like that. Okay, let's continue. Soon, they were leading their ponies in single file over the rim and down the long, narrow, northward slope of the hill, down into a foggy sea. As they went down, the mist came colder and damper, and their hair hung lank and dripping on their foreheads. When they reached the bottom, it was so chill that they halted and got out cloaks and hoods, which soon became bedewed with great drops. Bedewed? Then, mounting their ponies, they went slowly on again, feeling their way by the rise and fall of the ground. They were steering as well as they could guess for the gate-like opening at the far northward end of the long valley which they had seen in the morning. Once they were through the gap, they had only to keep on in anything like a straight line, and they were bound in the end to strike the road. Their thoughts did not go beyond that, except for a vague hope that perhaps away beyond the downs there might be no fog. All I see are tiny glowing torches. The show is so dark I can't see a single thing when they're fighting in the dark. Oh yeah, I hate when movies are like that. I've seen stuff like that myself. I read yesterday night and tomorrow morning, so just so I catch makes sense of your reading. No way, you read 4 chapters in 2 days? That's crazy. I'm very proud of you. Should I keep going? Should I give you some time to catch up? Because this could spoil your reading. I don't know. I'm excited for the new Lord of the Rings movie that hunts Gollum, since it's the original director and actress. No way! If it's the original, it's gonna be good. Cause yeah, I heard it is coming in 2027 too. I was like, I gotta finish all the books and all the movies before I watch that. I don't know why Frodo is so dependent to Gandalf. That's true. Because Gandalf led Bilbo through his whole journey, Bilbo didn't even like Gandalf. He just yeah, welcome. And then he roasted him on so many occasions. He's like, what kind of wizard are you if all the other ones are great or something? And he's like, because he used to do fireworks for Bilbo as a kid. So he thought he was just a wizard for fireworks. He was not anything more than that. But Frodo knows the whole story that Bilbo told him about Gandalf helping him and actually what kind of wizard he is. So once you know how good someone is, it's like, okay, you just depend on them like we do ChatGPT. To be honest, Frodo has no powers, and he has a very weak tolerance to the ring compared to Bilbo Baggins. True! Bilbo worked so many times, he never got this kind of, you know, uh, thing until towards the end. Like that low tolerance feeling. So they're going very slow to prevent their getting separated and wandering in different directions. They went in file with Frodo leading, Sam was behind him, and after him came Pippin, and then Merry. The valley seemed to stretch on endlessly. Suddenly, Frodo saw a hopeful sign. On either side ahead, a darkness began to loom through the mist, and he guessed that they were at last approaching the gap in the hills, the north gate of the Barrow Downs. If they could pass that, they would be free. Come on, follow me, he called over his shoulder, and he hurried forward. But his hopes soon changed to bewilderment and alarm. The dark patches grew darker, but they shrank, and suddenly he saw towering ominous before him and leaning slightly towards one another like the pillars of a headless door, two huge standing stones. He could not remember having seen any signs of these in the valley when he looked out from the hill in the morning. He had passed between them almost before he was aware, and even as he did so, darkness seemed to fall around him. His pony reared and snorted, and he fell off. When he looked back, he found that he was alone. The others had not followed him. Sam, he called. Pippin, Merry, come along. Why don't you keep up? There was no answer. Fear took him, and he ran back past the stones, shouting wildly, Sam, Sam, Merry, Pippin. The pony bolted into the mist and vanished. From some way off, or so it seemed, he thought he heard a cry, Hoy, Frodo, hoy! It was away eastward on his left, as he stood under the great stones, staring and straining into the gloom. He plunged off in the direction of the call, and found himself going steeply uphill. As he struggled on, he called again, and kept on calling more and more frantically, but he heard no answer for some time, and then it seemed faint and far ahead and high above him. Frodo, hoy! Came the thin voices out of the mist, and then a cry that sounded like help, help, often repeated, ending with the last help, that trailed off into a long wail, suddenly cut short. He stumbled forward with all the speed he could towards the cries, but the light was now gone, and clinging night had closed about him, so that it was impossible to be sure of any direction. He seemed all the time to be climbing up and up. Oh, this is getting scary. No, you should keep going. Gollum looks more evil to me. So far, don't want spoilers. Frodo is just courageous, I think. Yeah, he is. Like, he took upon that whole thing by himself. Like, the whole journey to destroy the ring. Like, no one had to, like, really convince him. Like, they had to convince Bilbo to go on that journey. He would make any excuse to go back. He's like, oh, I forgot my handkerchief. Let's go back. The true hero was Sam. He got, like, 0 credit. Yeah, Sam is, like, you know, his best friend. Yeah, Sam was loyal. Farmer Maggot was also loyal, too. Yeah, he was really good. Frodo was still scared of Farmer Maggot and his dogs. Really? Yeah, he's scared because, you know, he stole those persimmons, but yeah, the fear doesn't just go away after that. It was like in his childhood though, so it's kind of traumatic, I guess. He got PTSD. Only the change in level of the ground at his feet told him when he at last came to the top of a ridge or hill. He was weary, sweating, and yet chilled. It was wholly dark. Where are you? He cried out miserably. There was no reply. He stood listening. He was suddenly aware that he was getting very cold, and that up here a wind was beginning to blow, an icy wind. A change was coming in the weather. The mist was flowing past him now in shreds and tatters. His breath was smoking, and the darkness was less near and thick. He looked up and saw with surprise that faint stars were appearing overhead amidst the strands of hurrying cloud and fog. The wind began to hiss over the grass. He imagined suddenly that he caught a muffled cry, and he made towards it, and even as he went forward, the mist was rolled up and thrust aside, and the starry sky was unveiled. A glance showed him that he was now facing southwards and was on a round hilltop, which he must have climbed from the north. Out of the east the biting wind was blowing. To his right there loomed again against the westward stars a dark black shape. A great barrel stood there. "Where are you?" he cried again, both angry and afraid. "Here," said a voice deep and cold that seemed to come out of the ground. "I'm waiting for you." "No," said Frodo, but he did not run away. His knees gave, and he fell on the ground. Nothing happened, and there was no sound. Trembling, he looked up in time to see a tall, dark figure like a shadow against the stars. It leaned over him. Oh, this is so scary, guys. He thought there was two eyes, very cold, though lit with a pale light that seemed to come from the remote distance. Then a grip stronger and colder than iron seized him. The icy touch froze his bones, and he remembered no more. It's literally sleep paralysis. Kinda, but Farmer Maggot was actually friends with them and refused to dox Frodo Baggins to the orcs. Oh, really? There's orcs here? Oh, actually, yeah, I read that part. He hid them. The Farmer Maggot got mad when they stole their crop, but they were close friends. True. I still have a long way to go. I'm in like 5 more pages to finish chapter 5. Hey, that's not too far. Like, I read this much after many days. Like, it took me a long time. And you only started yesterday, so that's crazy. What's it called? Yeah, I'm on chapter 8, so you're not too far. You're only 3 chapters behind. But chapter 5 is good. Really? I thought chapter 4 was like the main chapter. I've had sleep paralysis many times before. Oops, times. Really? That's so scary, bro. My siblings get it a lot. I've never had it like that. Like, too severe and having that. I did have some weird dreams, like I'm stuck and I don't know how to get out, but eventually you wake up. Oh look, only account I'm not banned on. And she's banned. Anyways, since Sam, Frodo, Merry, and Pippin beat up the North Ranger after he tried to stab them, 2 rowdy hobbits are dangerous with their fists. Yeah, I mean, their fists on their feet. Like, they don't even wear shoes, bro. Like, he's going through all this cold, icy stuff. Well, the winds are icy, but he's not even wearing socks. Like, it's too big. Count your days out. Hey. Hi, welcome back to Stream Out. He just timed you out because you were banned, but I think you could stay on this account. Hi. Okay. Then a grip stronger and colder than iron seized him as he... Yeah. So when he came to himself again for a moment, he could recall nothing except a sense of dread. Then suddenly, he knew that he was imprisoned. Caught hopelessly, he was in a barrel. A barrel White had taken him. What's a barrel again? Do you guys remember? I forgot. Hello, El. And he was probably already under the dreadful spells of the Barrow White, about which whispered tales spoke. He dared not move, but lay as he found himself flat on his back upon a cold stone which lay his hands on his breast. But though his fear was so great that it seemed to be part of the very darkness that was round him, he found himself as he lay thinking about Bilbo Baggins and his stories, of their jogging along together in the lanes of the Shire and talking about roads and adventures. There is a seed of courage hidden, often deeply, it is true, in the heart of the fattest and most timid hobbit, waiting for some final and desperate danger to make it grow. Frodo was neither very fat nor very timid. Though he did not know it, Bilbo and Gandalf had thought him the best hobbit in the Shire. He thought he had come to the end of his adventure, and a terrible end, but the thought hardened him. He found himself stiffening as if for a final spring. He no longer felt limp like a helpless prey. So he's gaining courage. I won't spam my Yowie this time. Don't kill him. Okay, very good. Thank you for saying that, Alex. I'm very reassured by that. I don't kill, I neutralize a target. Yeah, that's good, that's good. We always use tranquilizers. Welcome back, El. I think the HarperCollins edition, which you're reading. Oh, I think that this is the HarperCollins edition too. Oh, this is Clarion Books. I don't know if you can see that. It says Clarion. But the writer is Tolkien. Clarion Books, an imprint of HarperCollins. Yeah. I'm good. Me and Arrow. Yeah, Arrow's very nice. I love him. Like, neutralize is just a military term to kill someone. What? Same thing, but softer words, so I'm not a monster. Oh, okay, that's good, that's good. Always use your proper vocab, guys. So, yeah, Bilbo Baggins and the stories of the jogging and together in the glens of the Shire talking about the roads and adventures. Okay, so he's actually very courageous. Like, it's not just Frodo, but every hobbit has that courage in them that comes out in desperate times. So as he lay there thinking and getting a hold of himself, he noticed that all at once that the darkness was slowly giving way. A pale greenish light was growing round him. It did not first show him what kind of place he was in, for the light seemed to be coming out of himself, and from the floor beside him, and had not yet reached the roof or wall. He turned, and there in the cold glow, he saw lying beside him Sam, Pippin, and Merry. At least they're together again, even if they're in a undesirable place. They were on their backs, and their faces looked deathly pale, and they were clad in white. About them lay many treasures, of gold maybe, though in that light they looked cold and unlovely. On their heads were circlets, gold chains, and about their waist and on their fingers were many rings. Swords lay by their sides, and shields were on their feet. But across their 3 necks lay one long naked sword. What? This is the belly of a bellow. What is a bellow? Why is he eating so much treasure? But Frodo hope his, finger full of rings doesn't get mixed up with the actual ring. Is Fellowship of the Ring only, or the 2 towers combined too? I don't know. There's 2 books here, but I have the other 2 books too, because it came in a pack, right? Like 3 books in one. So I'm not sure. Lord of the Rings, 2 towers in New York City. Oh, okay. Maybe look like. Well, what am I reading? 2 towers in New York City. Well, if they made a book like that, it would just have all Israel stuff in there, because they wouldn't sell that in Barnes and Nobles. I literally went to the religious section in the bookstore in Barnes and Noble, and all the religion stuff, like, or the political stuff, it was just like, pro-Israel, like, and everything, like, biggest, they had this one book. It was like biggest, like, dictators or like bad politicians in the world, tyrants, and they had like pictures of Putin and the Iranian guy, I forgot his name, started with AK, Khamenei, and like other, like Kim Jong-un and stuff, but no Netanyahu, no Donald Trump. It's crazy. Dre thinks I'm 43. So you're not? Why you gonna specify that? You're 13, not 43. What is 2 towers in New York City mean? Oh, he's just making a joke of 9/11, September 11th, World Trade Center. Actually, just let Leon be innocent. He doesn't have to know. That was a terrible time. Because they blamed the Muslims. They blamed an Afghan guy. On their heads were circlets, gold chains, and about their waist and on their fingers were many rings. Swords lay by their side, shields were at their feet, but across the 3 necks lay one long naked sword. Suddenly, a song began, a cold murmur rising and falling. The voice seemed far away. Actually, is it Osama bin Laden Afghan, or was he just staying in Afghanistan? Or was he just found in Afghanistan, or like dead? Whatever you think. Yeah, well, technically 3 towers collapsed that day, so it should be Lord of the 3 towers. But why do they call it Twin Towers then? But how does a whole tower like fall down, like collapse like that? If a plane crashed through it, like it would still be standing, like there was. What was that bomb on the side of it? Like that was there before the plane crashed. But how did the guy know not to go there that day if he went every day there for breakfast? A lot of questions, not many answers. How do you not know what 9/11 is? Are you still reading 8th chapter? I am, yeah. I'm on page 175 right now. I think he was born in Afghanistan, but he was raised in America. Oh yeah, I saw that picture of him as a kid in America. Like he looked so normal. I was like, yeah. They literally set him up. Sorry, I don't get it. It's fine. Don't worry. You don't have to understand that. It's better if you don't know. So yeah. He turned and their cold glow was song behind. Suddenly, the song began, a cold murmur rising and falling. The voice seemed far away and immeasurably dreary. Sometimes high in the air and thin, sometimes like a low moan from the ground. Out of the formless stream of sad but horrible sounds, strings of words would now and again shape themselves. Grim, hard, cold words, heartless and miserable. The night was railing against the morning of which it was bereaved, and the cold was cursing the warmth of which it hungered. Frodo was chilled to the marrow. After a while, the song became clearer, and with dread in his heart, he perceived that it had changed into an incantation. Cold be hand and heart and bone, and cold be sleep under stone, never more to wake in a stony bed, never till the sun fails and the moon is dead. In the black wind the stars shall die, and still on gold here let them lie, till the dark Lord lifts his hand and over Dead Sea and withered land. He heard behind his head a creaking and scraping sound. Raising himself on one arm, he looked and saw nothing in the pale light that they were in a kind of passage which behind them turned a corner. What? The bellows swallowed them. I'm thinking it's a cave. I don't know what bellow means. Cause why could it? I thought for a second like bellow meant like a mystical creature that ate them up, but now if there's corners and stuff, it had to be like some sort of cave or cavern. Round the corner, a long arm was groping, walking on his fingers towards Sam, who was lying nearest, and towards the hilt of the sword that lay upon him. At first, Frodo felt as if he had indeed been turned into stone by the incantation. Then a wild thought of escape came to him. He wondered if he put on the ring, whether the Bear White would miss him, and he might find some way out. He thought of himself running free over the grass, grieving for Merry, Sam, and Pippin, but free and alive himself. Gandalf would admit that there had been nothing else he could do. Flower gleam and glow. Salman Rushdie, the mayor of New York City, etc., was advised a few months not to fly during September. Aw, that's so nice of them. Explosion. That's why firefighters were so confident and to go up and help people within the towers. They knew the real damage a plane could do on those towers enough to know it would be safe enough. Wow. Even the firefighters knew. That's crazy. But it still killed a lot of people. Like, why would they intentionally do that? Oh yeah, to seize the weapons of destruction in Iraq with gold and stuff. Yeah, even the retired fire department chief admits that there was evidence of explosives, but no one believed him. Oh my god, so that's crazy. He did speak out. Arnold Schwarzenegger was a huge advocate for it and benefited a lot from that event. That name sounds familiar. I'm not that into politics, but it does sound like I heard it before. But yeah, a lot of people, do that stuff for their own benefit. Like, terrorism has an agenda. It doesn't happen for no reason. People, they just want power like that. And it comes from doing horrible, horrible things. Like, they will be held accountable. All those millions of Iraqis. 1 million Iraqis, like, that's crazy. Because now we look at Gaza, and we see like thousands of people, situations like that. It's not close to 1 million, but we don't process 1 million because there was no like video back then. There was no journalists or reporting. It was just a hidden huge massacre. Like nobody even knows. They don't make a big deal out of it. They only focus on the Holocaust, and they keep increasing the number. Yeah, no one knows how much actually died in the Holocaust. Yeah, no one believed the firefighter, and the EPA lied to them, saying it's safer to enter the towers to rescue people. Well, was high and almost all the workers got lung cancer from it. Dang, subhanAllah. You guys know so much about history. Yeah. It's mostly just like internet stuff. I feel like it's too late to learn. 12:37. You're right. It is pretty late. I'm literally yawning so much. Like I'm sleepy. But yeah, let's just finish this page and we can start on this one. But the courage that had been awakened in him was now too strong. He could not leave his friend so easily. He wavered, groping in his pocket, and then found with himself again, and as he did so, the arm crept nearer. Suddenly, resolve hardening in him, and he seized the short sword that lay beside him, and kneeling, he stooped low over the bodies of his companions. With what he stooped low over the body, with what strength he had, he hewed at the crawling arm near the wrist, and the hand broke off. But at the same moment, the sword splintered up to the hilt. There was a shriek, and the light vanished. In the dark, there was a snarling noise. Ooh. Should I continue? It's pretty interesting. I'm gonna have to stop here then. Never too late to learn. True. Arnold was the Terminator actor and the governor of California. He wanted to be king of the world and was obsessed with large photos of himself. That's so weird. I didn't get much time to have internet before, so maybe I can know from now. No, it's you're more innocent without the internet, bro. I'm so glad that you're in this stream though. This is a safe space. Except when Zuhaib talks about these things. Because how did it go from The Hobbit to Twin Towers? Arrow, when he says something and thinks he's tough. what I do? Arrow T. Even Alex plays Mr. Macaroni thinks Arrow is really nice. Like he doesn't think he's tough though. He's just a really nice guy. Or she. We'll never know. Should I finish or should we call it here? We'll stop because it's 67 minute live. Okay, bye. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Take care.